Drone attacks continue at full speed on the front lines. Ukrainian fiber-optic FPV drones struck Russian soldiers in the Lyman direction. Signum Battalion's FPV drones carried out a continuous attack operation in the Lyman region, neutralizing numerous targets belonging to Russian soldiers. The FPV drone, which launched a swift attack, caught a group of soldiers taking a break. One of the soldiers was unable to escape. The soldier who tried to escape was shot by a drone. The next target was a soldier hiding on the train tracks. The soldier, detected by drones, tried hard to escape from the drone. However, the experienced drone pilot was determined not to let the soldier get away. A Russian soldier became the target of an FPV drone. Realizing he was about to be attacked by the FPV drone, the soldier hid behind trees in the wooded area. He tried to use his weapon several times but couldn't find the right moment. After being chased by a drone for some time, the soldier was unable to escape despite all his efforts and ultimately became the target. The Russian soldier, who managed to escape the artillery attacks, couldn't escape the FPV drone. The soldier, trapped between houses, became the drone's direct target. Once again, an FPV drone infiltrated the forest and detected a Russian soldier trying to hide among the trees. The soldier thought he had escaped the drone, but the drone pilot managed to circle around and target the Russian soldier. The soldier was drone attacked unexpectedly and lost his life. The Russian military vehicle encountered an unexpected attack while traveling along the road. A drone carrying explosives appeared in front of them and targeted the driver's compartment directly. Russian soldiers became targets of FPV drones one by one. In large-scale FPV drone attacks in the Donetsk, Sumy, and Anrivka regions, Russian infantrymen were helplessly struck by drones. Russian soldiers are constantly targeted by drones in open terrain where they are unprotected and defenseless. Russian forces are losing their infantry not in combat, but to FPV drones. Soldiers are unable to fight back against the drones. They can only try to escape. However, escaping FPV drones is nearly impossible. These attacks clearly demonstrate how the nature of warfare is changing. Direct engagements are being replaced by deadly technology operated from a distance. FPV drones, though relatively inexpensive, have become highly precise and are shifting the balance on the battlefield. Ukrainian forces use them to track and eliminate Russian troops moving across open terrain with remarkable efficiency. For soldiers on the ground, the threat is constant. They now fear not only enemy fire, but also the silent approach of drones from above. This constant danger puts enormous psychological pressure on frontline units. Some soldiers abandon their positions the moment they hear the buzzing of a drone, because escape is almost impossible. This time, the FPV drone's target is a Russian soldier on a motorcycle. The soldier, who was the drone's target on the logistics route, was attacked by the drone without realizing what was happening. At the last moment, he got out of the vehicle and tried to escape. The Flying Skull drone attack unit once again disabled numerous military vehicles one by one in the Andriivka region. A Russian soldier was caught on the radar of Ukrainian reconnaissance drones. The soldier, who was wandering alone in the Toretsk region, was hiding among the bushes to avoid detection by the drones. However, this did not last long. Realizing he had been spotted by the drones, the soldier immediately began to flee. But it wasn't as fast as the drone. A Russian soldier was spotted by Ukrainian FPV drones while walking alone in open terrain. The drone pilot made a quick maneuver and moved in to attack the Russian soldier. In a very interesting way, the soldier who spotted the drone decided to remain motionless, and that was the end of him. The soldier targeted by the drone was carrying water from the river and returning to his position. Unaware of the drone following him, the soldier continued to advance, and an FPV drone was sent to attack him. A large explosion occurred due to the drone attack. The soldier did not survive. A Ukrainian 414th UAV attack group FPV drone infiltrated Russian positions in an attempt to locate soldiers. After searching among the trees for some time, the drone soon spotted a Russian soldier arriving on a motorcycle and immediately launched an attack. Although the Russian soldier tried to escape from the drone, it was too late. The drone crashed into the Russian soldier at full speed. By the way, as the Bravo Axis team, your likes and comments on our videos really boost our morale. Ukraine's 414th Attack UAV Brigade set up a drone ambush on a logistics route in the Donetsk region. It detected a Russian soldier advancing on the road and pursued him. As the Russian soldier was speeding along in his vehicle, he noticed the drone approaching from behind at the last moment. Reconnaissance drones belonging to the 3rd Assault Brigade in the Sumy region detected a Russian soldier. Noticing the drone following him, the Russian soldier began struggling to escape it. He first tried to shoot down the drone but failed. With nowhere to hide in this terrain, the soldier began running around helplessly. Once the soldier became a completely exposed target, he began wandering around helplessly. The FPV drone pilot maneuvered until he found the optimal angle. Finally, the soldier was shot by the drone. The Ukrainian FPV drone pilot immediately attacked when he spotted soldiers hiding under a bridge. The soldiers began to flee as soon as they saw the drone. They began running in great panic and agitation. One of the soldiers, who fled in different directions, could not escape the drone. The Ukrainian Apache Attack Group, affiliated with the 81st Airborne Brigade, detected a Russian tank and completely destroyed it with multiple drone strikes. The Russian T-72 tank was rendered inoperable after being set ablaze by repeated attacks. As a result of attacks by Ukraine's Heart Border Guard Brigade, Russian forces lost their logistics, communications, and shelters in the South Slobozhansky direction. A large number of Russian military targets were eliminated. First, a surveillance camera is destroyed using an FPV drone. Then, military communication antennas are also eliminated using drones. This time, Russian tanks are the target of Ukrainian FPV drones. Russian army tanks, standing completely unprotected in open areas, were located one by one using fiber optic drones and rendered ineffective. Despite being old Soviet-made tanks, the still functional tanks were completely eliminated. Upon closer inspection, it can be seen that additional armor has been added to the outer surfaces of the tanks to protect against drone attacks, but these proved ineffective. On the night of November 3rd, Ukrainian Special Operations Forces launched drone strikes deep behind Russian lines in the Luhansk region. Fuel storage facilities in Dovzhansk, located about 140 kilometers from the front line, were hit, along with a logistics warehouse near the village of Roshkoshnoye, roughly 88 kilometers from the front. These precise strikes demonstrate Ukraine's growing ability to target critical infrastructure far beyond the immediate battlefield. A Ukrainian MiG-29 pilot carried out a precision airstrike, deploying 2 hammer-guided bombs on a Russian infantry concentration near the village of Nesteryanka in the Zaporizhzhia region. The strike accurately targeted enemy positions, showcasing the growing effectiveness of Ukraine's modernized air capabilities. A Ukrainian drone attacked an oil depot in Shakhtarsk, which is under Russian control in the Donetsk region. Russian reconnaissance and spy drones were shot down one by Ukrainian forces. Attacks were carried out with FPV drones on Russian drones used to identify Ukrainian positions and targets on the front line. Reconnaissance drones worth thousands of dollars are being rendered ineffective by FPV drones costing only a few $100s. As Russian forces are unable to gather sufficient intelligence along the front line, their effectiveness on the front is gradually weakening. During the night of November 1st to 2nd, Ukrainian military intelligence drones struck several key components of the Russian S-400 air defense system. The attack targeted the system's radar, its autonomous power supply unit, the AORL-1AS airfield surveillance radar, and the P-18 Terek radar. These precise strikes further weakened Russia's long-range air defense capabilities. Throughout the night, Ukrainian forces focused on striking Russian logistics routes, targeting fuel depots and supply lines deep behind the front. These attacks aimed to disrupt resupply operations and slow down troop movements toward the front lines. At the same time, FPV and tactical drones have become the dominant force on the battlefield. Low-cost yet highly effective, these drones pose an immediate and deadly threat to Russian infantry caught in open terrain. In many areas, Russian troops appear helpless against them, unprotected, defenseless, and often forced into desperate attempts to escape. The dynamic of the war is changing. Large-scale ground assaults are no longer the only decisive factor. Precision drone operations now shape the front just as much. The battlefield evolves every day, and every strike leaves a mark on the course of this war. As winter approaches, both sides prepare for the next stage of the conflict. Supply lines, drones, and endurance will decide who gains the upper hand. The fight is far from over, and the skies above Ukraine remain as deadly as ever.